You ever sit back and think, damn, women really do get away with a lot of stuff? Like no one even bats an eye at some of the stuff they pull. If a dude did the same thing, he'd be dragged through the mud faster than a politician caught in a scandal. And I'm not even talking about some petty crimes here, like getting free drinks at a club or faking an orgasm to protect the guy's feelings. I mean real crimes. Manipulating laws, relationships, cheating, abuse, false accusations. You name it, they can get away with it. Women live life on recruit mode, while men have to grind through life GTA 6 mode every single day. And if you think I'm exaggerating, then sit back, because this is going to be a wild ride. If you're a woman, you can do some absolutely heinous crap and still be looked at as a victim. It doesn't matter what you did. Stabbed a guy? It's okay, babe, he probably deserved it. Ruined a man's life with false accusation? Believe all women. Cheated on your boyfriend? Well, maybe he just wasn't emotionally present enough. Meanwhile, if a guy messes up even slightly, his entire life goes up in flames. You send one slightly flirty message to another girl while you're in a relationship, and suddenly you're worse than Kenny Kunene. The world is so forgiving to women, and it's because we've been trained to see them as these innocent little princesses who can do no wrong. But the moment a man sends one slightly flirty message to another lady, he's Jeffrey Epstein reincarnated. This is one of the scariest things a guy can go through. You sleep with the girl, everything goes fine, and then boom, the next morning she's telling the entire world you forced yourself on her. Now what you gonna do? It's over. It's over, buddy, and guess what? Everybody's gonna believe her. That's why. Because society has made it so that a woman's world is gospel and a man's defense is the devil's play. I had a friend, a good guy, normal guy. His female cousin, yes, his cousin, told her whole family that he touched her when they were younger. And guess what? Turns out she was just pissed at him for not giving her money. Literally made up a false accusation to ruin his life just because he didn't give her money. And the worst part is, even after she admitted she was lying, people still looked at him differently because his reputation was already in the dirt. That's how fast a woman can ruin your life. If you're a guy, all it takes is one girl saying some magic words and your entire existence is finished. You're done. And women know this. Some of them use this as a weapon. It's like being in a fight where the one person has a gun and then the other person has a stick. It's completely unfair if you ask me. And because of that, I wanted to talk about something else women get away with a lot that we don't talk about. Cheating. When a man cheats, it's the end of the world. He's a disgusting pig. He's a monster. He's unfaithful pieces of trash. People say he never loved this girl and that he was always looking for an excuse to sleep around. But when a woman cheats, suddenly there's all excuses now. You see, my man, maybe she wasn't happy in the relationship, yabo. She was just looking for some emotional connection, you know. Oh, also her boyfriend wasn't fulfilling her needs, you see. Bruv, what are you talking about? So you're telling me a woman can cheat, get caught, and then somehow convince the people that it's the guy's fault? Yeah, babe, my bad for not giving you 110% attention 24/7. Let me just quit my job, ignore my problems, stop paying the bills, and start worshipping you like a queen. It's like robbing a bank and then blaming the bank for not having money. It's pathetic. And here's a fact that will mess you up. Women cheat more than men. They just don't get caught as often. That whole men cheat more than women bullcrap is not true. Women are just better at hiding it. I'm going to admit that. Women are better at hiding the fact that they cheat more than men, which is why you probably think men cheat more than women. Women don't just hook up with a random chick at the bar like guys do. They set up an entire backup relationship. They keep it low-key and cheat emotionally first before they do it physically. Yet men are the ones demonized for it. And because of that, you've got women who think they can do whatever they want in a relationship. Exploit the man. Look down upon him. Which leads me to something else that really gets under my skin. Women who think they're above their man in a relationship. This is some of the most ridiculous nonsense I've ever seen. You know the type of girl I'm talking about. She's gonna walk in like she's got some crown on her head like Queen Elizabeth, and suddenly she believes she can talk down to her guy like he's some servant there to fulfill her every whim. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all for confidence. I love confident women. Because we live in a world where women should be very confident about themselves and their morals and standards, or the woke agenda will corrupt them like this. But some of these women take it to another level, and here's why. If you actually think you're above your man, you need a reality check. You're out here acting all high and mighty, but the last time I checked, You were still working your way through getting the basics of life together, while I've been building an entire empire for you and me in the future. So here's the thing, sweetie. You have women walking around with these inflated egos, talking about how they're independent, strong, and not like other women. But if we're real here, half of them not only have the flattest asses you've ever seen, it's also that the only reason they can strut around like they're the late Queen of England is because they have a few good filters on their Instagram pics and nothing else. There's nothing else for them to be proud about. It's just that they're pretty and they can exploit a man. And you know what's the funniest part? I was talking to this girl the other day, right, in college. It was break time, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes until classes resumed. She was your typical college girl. Long hairpiece, you can see she did some skincare, wearing the tightest dress you can think of, showed all her curves, and had Nike sneakers on, right? So I approached her because I was taking a little break from studying at the library and I just wanted to talk to her. She was pretty. Not knowing that she'd be the most arrogant piece of dung I have spoken to that week. She was telling me about how she wants a man who's strong, independent, wealthy, and for some reason tends to read her mind. Okay, Sissy, I get it, you're picky. But then she drops this bomb. I just want a man who can handle me, you know. He has to be rich. He must know how to treat me and must put me first in every single way. I bet she'd love to hear that line again when she's looking at her paycheck. So this girl is sitting there. She's already planning on taking advantage of some rich dude. No doubt about it. That's what she told me. And now she's already mentally calculating how she's gonna milk her future husband for all his worth. And you don't think I noticed. She didn't think I noticed. She's taking it like she's got it all figured out. She's already imagining herself sitting in some pretty mansion, sipping champagne, eating her man's money while he's out there busting his ass working 60 hours a week to keep up with her lifestyle demands. Are you kidding me? I'm sitting here listening to all of this jibber jabber, and honestly, I wish she was joking. I wish she was playing, but the look on her face, no. I thought she was gonna be a haha, I'm just messing with you, you know, that type of thing. But she was dead serious. And here's the kicker. This chick with her flat ass was talking like she was gonna command a king. And you can already tell she's gonna milk it for all it's worth, right? She's gonna play the I want him to put me on a pedestal card. But the moment she gets what she wants, then she'll be all like, yeah, he's cool, but I'm still gonna get my own stuff too. So you're telling me that's the game now. Women get to demand everything and then take everything. And then in the end, they'll still come out on top. You gotta love the arrogance, man. You gotta love the arrogance. She's out here acting like she's got all the power in a relationship, when the truth is that most of the time, she doesn't even know how to keep a guy interested. Her guy interested, let alone. Yeah, sure, you'll be great for a month or two, but that attitude, that ego, ain't nobody sticking around for that long, homie. And you know what? She's not alone. Because I know there's millions of women out there who think they can just walk around like they're untouchable, ready to run game on some poor guy who's working his ass off, all while thinking they're God's biggest gift to the world. And as for the guy in her life, oh, he's just gonna get used and abused until he wakes up one day and realizes he's been trapped in a cycle of trying to please a girl who doesn't appreciate him one bit and ruined his life with the hashtag #MeToo movement. You know how whenever you hear domestic abuse, your brain automatically pictures a man being a woman? Well, that's not by accident. That's because that's how the media wants you to think so. That's how the media sells it. But I want to flip the script. That's what I'm about. Did you know that half of the domestic abuse violence cases in South Africa involve women attacking men? Bet you never hear about that, do you? Because if a man gets abused here, we're just gonna laugh at him. He's expected to take it like a man. She throws a plate at his head. She was just angry, man. She's just emotional. She slaps him in public. Ooh, she's feisty. She stabs him in his sleep. He must have done something to deserve it. The actual mental gymnastics society does to protect women is insane. Tell me if I'm telling lies. If a man even raises his voice at his woman, suddenly everyone's calling the police and calling him O.J. Simpson. He's a dangerous abuser. And you see, I was sick the other day. What was I gonna say? Yeah, don't even get me started on the divorce courts as well. If a woman decides she's done with her husband, she can take half his money, his house, his kids, his dignity, even if she was the one cheated. Why in the world is that fair? Why? Imagine playing a video game, grinding for years, building up everything. And then one day the game just decides, yeah man, we're deleting half of your progress because we feel like it and we want you to play this game more. Welcome to Marriage as a Man, where the woman always wins. Meanwhile, a woman can take everything from a guy and still play the victim. He wasn't emotionally available is apparently a valid excuse for wrecking a man's entire life. And then they wonder why men are so afraid of commitment these days. I also wanted to talk about something no one talks about, the rise of body counts in women. If a guy sleeps with a lot of women, he's a disgusting pig. If a woman sleeps with hundreds of men, she's just exploring her sexuality. What kind of backward logic is that? Because we gotta be real here. If a girl has a body count of like 200, do you think she's wife material? You think she's gonna magically settle down and be loyal to you? You must be some Houdini to be able to do that. A girl who slept with 200 men and then you're gonna think she's gonna be committed to you and only you. That's like buying a used car with 500,000 miles on it and expecting it to drive like it's new. And somehow, before anyone says, no, you're just insecure, it's not that. I just have standards. Women love to judge men based on height, money, and status and muscles. But the moment you judge them based on their past, you're the bad guy. Bruv! Make it make sense. Why should you judge me on how much money I have, my muscles, my physique, how tall I am, and how dark and sexy I am, but I can't even judge you with how many men you've slept with? Women get away with cheating, abuse, false accusations, and ridiculous double standards, and no one will call them out for it. Because no, society loves women, right? But you, the man, even if you breathe wrong, you're the villain. You go to jail. Straight to jail, send him to jail. So stop being a simp, man. Stop worshipping women like they're gods, because she's not. She's your partner. And see the world for what it is, because trust me, they already know they can get away with anything. She could lie and say you raped her, and you'll be in deep crap if you're not careful. So you need to start playing the game smart. If not, you'll be another statistic in the #MeToo movement, and your life will be changed just like this. Thank me later.